Do you even know who my father is? He could have you removed from this bench with one phone call." Those words hang in the air of Providence Municipal Court on a Tuesday morning. The woman who said them is standing in front of Judge Frank Caprio. Her name is Sienna Hargrove. She is 23 years old. She looks like she walked out of a fashion magazine. Her blonde hair is pulled back in a perfect ponytail. She wears a cream-colored Chanel blazer over a silk top. Her Hermès bag sits on the defense table. It costs $12,000. Her Christian Louboutin heels click on the courtroom floor. Red soles flash with every step. Diamond studs sparkle in her ears. They are 2 carats each. Her lips are curved in a smirk. Not a smile. A smirk. Like this whole thing is a joke. If you believe justice should be equal for everyone, you'll want to see what happens next. Judge Caprio sits at his bench. He is 78 years old. His hair is white. His eyes are kind but sharp. He has been a judge for decades. He has seen thousands of cases. Rich people, poor people, angry people, scared people. But something about this morning feels different. The bailiff had called the case 5 minutes earlier. Case number 2025, TR 91847. The State versus Sienna Hargrove. Charges of reckless driving, leaving the scene of an accident, and attempted intimidation of a witness. In the gallery, a woman sits in the 3rd row. Her name is Teresa Morales. She is 41 years old. She wears scrubs. Blue hospital scrubs with little teddy bears on them. She is a pediatric nurse. That means she takes care of sick children. She has worked at Hasbro Children's Hospital for 19 years. She has 2 kids of her own. Miguel is 14. Sophia is 11. Teresa is a single mother. Their father left when Sophia was a baby. He sends no money, no help, nothing. Teresa works hard, very hard. She does 12-hour shifts at the hospital. Sometimes she works double shifts. That means 24 hours straight. She makes $28 per hour. After taxes, she takes home about $3,600 per month. Her rent is $1,400. Her car payment is $320. Her car insurance is $180. Electricity, water, gas, internet, groceries, school supplies, doctor visits. The money disappears fast. By the end of each month, she has maybe $200 left. Sometimes less. 3 weeks ago, Teresa's car got it. She was driving home from work. It was 11:30 at night. She had just finished a shift. She was tired. So tired. Her eyes felt heavy. But she was almost home. She was on Reservoir Avenue, near the Roger Williams Park. The speed limit there is 30 miles per hour. Teresa was going 28. She always drives carefully. She has to. She cannot afford tickets. She cannot afford higher insurance. She cannot afford anything going wrong. Then it happened. A white BMW came out of nowhere. It was going fast. Really fast. It blew through a stop sign. The BMW slammed into the driver's side of Teresa's Honda. The impact was huge. Teresa's car spun. Glass shattered. Metal crunched. The airbag exploded in her face. Pain shot through her neck and shoulder. When everything stopped moving, Teresa sat there. She was shaking. Her hands trembled on the steering wheel. Her chest hurt from the seatbelt. Her head was spinning. She looked to her left. The BMW was there. Its front bumper was smashed. But the driver was fine. The window rolled down. A young woman looked out. Blonde hair. Perfect makeup. Even after a crash. She looked annoyed. Not scared. Not sorry. Annoyed. Like Teresa had inconvenienced her. "Are you okay?" Teresa asked. Her voice was shaking. The blonde woman looked at her phone. She was checking her screen. "This is such a hassle," she said. Not to Teresa. Just out loud. To herself. "We should call the police," Teresa said. "We need to file a report. For insurance." The woman looked up. Her eyes were cold. "I don't think so," she said. Then she put her car in reverse. The BMW's engine roared. The tires squealed. She backed up, turned, and drove away. Just like that. Gone. Teresa sat there in shock. Her hands still shook. Did that just happen? Did someone just hit her and leave? She grabbed her phone. Her hands were shaking, so hard she almost dropped it. She called 911. The police came. Officer Ryan Bennett took the report. He was kind. He checked if Teresa was hurt. She said she was okay, but her neck hurt. He wrote everything down. He took pictures of the damage. Teresa's Honda was bad. The whole driver's side was crushed. The door wouldn't open. She had to climb out the passenger side. Did you see the license plate? Officer Bennett asked. Teresa closed her eyes. She tried to remember. I saw some of it. Rhode Island plate. It started with PK7. I think. I'm not sure about the rest. Everything happened so fast. Officer Bennett nodded. That's good. That's helpful. We'll find them. But Teresa was worried. What if they didn't? What if the driver got away? Teresa's car insurance had a $1,000 deductible. She didn't have $1,000. She barely had $200. How would she fix her car? How would she get to work? How would she take her kids to school? She started to cry. Right there on the side of the road. Officer Bennett put his hand on her shoulder. We'll find them, he said again. I promise. It took the police 4 days. They ran the partial plate. PK7. They checked white BMWs registered in Rhode Island. There were 43 matches. They checked each one. On the 4th day, they found it. A 2024 BMW X5. White. The front bumper was damaged. The owner was Sienna Hargrove. Her address was in the east side of Providence. That is where the rich people live. Big houses. Tree-lined streets. Gates and security cameras. Officer Bennett went to the house. It was huge. 3 stories. Colonial style. White columns. A circular driveway. The BMW was parked there. The front end was smashed, exactly matching the damage pattern from Teresa's car. Officer Bennett took pictures. He rang the doorbell. A woman answered. She was in her 50s. Elegant. Expensive clothes. Can I help you? She asked. Her tone was polite but cold. I'm looking for Sienna Hargrove, Officer Bennett said. She's my daughter. What is this about? There was a hit-and-run incident 4 days ago. A white BMW was involved. That BMW is in your driveway. The woman's face changed. Just for a second. Then the mask came back. I'm sure there's been a mistake. My daughter wouldn't do that. Ma'am, I need to speak with her. You'll need to speak with our attorney. She started to close the door. Ma'am, this is a criminal investigation. Your daughter needs to come down to the station. The door shut. Officer Bennett stood there. He had seen this before. Rich people. Lawyers. Walls of protection. But he had evidence. The car. The plate. The damage. It would be enough. 2 hours later, the phone call started. Officer Bennett's sergeant got a call. Then the captain. Then the chief. Each call was from someone important. A city councilman. A state representative. Someone from the attorney general's office. All saying the same thing. Are you sure about this? The Hargroves are an important family. Maybe there's been a misunderstanding. But Chief Rodriguez stood firm. We have evidence. We're pressing charges. That's how Sienna ended up here. In Judge Caprio's courtroom. 3 weeks later. Case number 2025, TR 91847. Sienna walks to the defendant's table. Her lawyer is with her. His name is Preston Walsh. He wears a suit that costs $3,000. His shoes are polished. His silver hair is perfect. He has been the Hargrove family lawyer for 20 years. He has made many problems disappear. He thinks this will be another one. Judge Caprio looks at the file. He reads silently. Then he looks up. Ms. Hargrove, you're charged with reckless driving, leaving the scene of an accident, and attempted intimidation of a witness. How do you plead? Preston Walsh stands. Your Honor, my client pleads not guilty to all charges. We believe this is a case of mistaken identity. My client was not driving that vehicle on the night in question. Judge Caprio nods. I see. Ms. Hargrove, is that correct? You were not driving your BMW on the night of November 19th. Sienna looks bored. She examines her nails. They are freshly manicured. French tips. That's correct, she says. She doesn't say, Your Honor. She doesn't stand up straight. She leans on the table like she's at a coffee shop. Ms. Hargrove, when you address this court, you stand up straight and you say, Your Honor. Do you understand? Sienna rolls her eyes. Actually rolls her eyes. In court. Fine. Yes, Your Honor. She drags out the words, making them sound like a joke. People in the gallery shift in their seats. A man in the back row shakes his head. Teresa Morales sits very still. Her hands are folded in her lap. She stares at Sienna, at the expensive clothes, at the careless attitude, at the smirk. Judge Caprio continues. The prosecution has filed evidence. Officer Bennett, please come forward. Officer Bennett stands. He is in uniform. He walks to the witness stand. He is sworn in. He sits down. Officer Bennett, please describe what you found in this case. Officer Bennett opens his notebook. On November 19th at 11:37 p.m., I responded to a hit-and-run accident on Reservoir Avenue. The victim was Teresa Morales. Her vehicle, a 2018 Honda Accord, had extensive damage to the driver's side. Ms. Morales was shaken but not seriously injured. She provided a partial license plate of the vehicle that struck her. PK7. Rhode Island plate. White BMW. We ran that partial plate. We found 43 possible matches. We checked each one. On November 23rd, we located a white 2024 BMW X5 registered to Sienna Hargrove. The vehicle was parked at her residence. It had front-end damage consistent with the accident. I photographed the damage. I compared the paint transfer. It matched Ms. Morales' vehicle. What happened when you went to the residence? Ms. Hargrove's mother answered the door. She refused to let me speak with Ms. Hargrove. She said to contact their attorney. Within 2 hours, my department received multiple phone calls from various officials requesting we drop the investigation. Judge Caprio's eyebrows rise. Phone calls from officials? What kind of officials? City Councilman David Russo. State Representative James Hargrove. An assistant from the Attorney General's office. The courtroom goes quiet. Very quiet. Judge Caprio writes something down. I see. Continue. We obtained a warrant for Ms. Hargrove's phone records. We found text messages sent the night of the accident. I have them here. Officer Bennett pulls out a document. He hands it to the bailiff. The bailiff gives it to Judge Caprio. The judge reads. His face doesn't change, but his jaw tightens. Let me read these out loud, Judge Caprio says. Text message sent from Sienna Hargrove's phone to her father, James Hargrove, at 11:43 p.m. on November 19th. That's 6 minutes after the accident. Quote, Dad, I hit someone's car. It was just a little tap. They're fine. But I left. Can you fix this? End quote. Sienna's smirk fades a little. Just a little. Judge Caprio continues reading. Response from James Hargrove at 11:51 p.m. Quote, where are you now? Are you safe? End quote. Sienna's response at 11:53 p.m. Quote, I'm home. I'm fine. The other driver was some woman in scrubs. Probably has no insurance anyway. Make it go away. End quote. Teresa's hands tighten in her lap. Her knuckles turn white. Tears fill her eyes. Some woman in scrubs. That's all she is to this girl. Some woman. Then at 11:58 p.m., Judge Caprio continues. James Hargrove responds. Quote, I'll handle it. Don't talk to anyone. I'll make some calls. End quote. The judge sets down the paper. He looks at Sienna. Ms. Hargrove, do you still maintain you were not driving that night? Preston Walsh jumps up. Your Honor, those text messages can be interpreted in many ways. They don't prove. Sit down, counselor. Judge Caprio's voice is calm but firm. I'm asking your client a direct question. Sienna shifts. For the first time, she looks uncomfortable. I may have been confused about the date. Confused about the date. Judge Caprio repeats. 6 minutes after the accident, you texted your father. You knew exactly what date it was. Look, Sienna says. Her voice has an edge now. Defensive. It was barely a tap. Her car was already a piece of junk. I probably did her a favor. Now she can get insurance money. Gasps fill the courtroom. Multiple people gasp at the same time. A woman in the second row actually stands up. Are you kidding me? She says out loud. Order, the bailiff calls out. Everyone remains seated and quiet. Judge Caprio stares at Sienna. You think you did her a favor? Sienna shrugs. Actually shrugs. I'm just saying. People like that, they're always looking for a payout. She's probably milking this for everything she can get. Teresa stands up. She can't help it. Tears stream down her face. I have a $1,000 deductible, she cries out. I don't have that money. I had to borrow from my sister to fix my car. I missed 3 days of work because I couldn't drive. I almost lost my job. Ma'am, please sit down, the bailiff says gently. He's not mad at her. He feels bad for her. Everyone can see that. Teresa sits. She wipes her eyes. She's embarrassed. She doesn't like crying in public. But she can't help it. The unfairness of it all is crushing. Sienna watches this. She doesn't look moved. She looks irritated. Like Teresa is being dramatic. Judge Caprio's voice cuts through the tension. Ms. Hargrove, do you know what Ms. Morales does for a living? I don't know. Some hospital job, I guess. She's a pediatric nurse. Do you know what that means? Sienna sighs. It means she works with kids. So what? It means she takes care of sick children. Children with cancer. Children with heart defects. Children who are dying. She holds their hands when they're scared. She explains procedures in a way they can understand. She stays late when she's not even on the clock because a child needs comfort. She makes $28 an hour doing this. After 19 years of service. $28 an hour. Judge Caprio pauses. He lets that sink in. Your handbag costs more than she makes in a month. Your shoes cost more than her car payment. And you hit her car. You damaged it so badly she couldn't drive it. Then you left. You drove away. You texted your father to make it disappear. And when you got caught, you called her some woman in scrubs. Like she doesn't matter. Like she's beneath you. Sienna's lawyer touches her arm. Don't say anything, he whispers. But Sienna has had enough. She's not used to being talked to like this. She's not used to being questioned. Her whole life, people have bent over backward for her. Teachers, coaches, police officers who let her out of speeding tickets with a warning. This judge is different. He's not impressed by her name, by her father, by her clothes, and it's making her angry. With all due respect, Your Honor, Sienna says. But the way she says it makes it clear she has no respect. This is ridiculous. Can we just pay the fine and be done with this? I have things to do. I'm supposed to be in the Hamptons this weekend. The courtroom gets very quiet. The kind of quiet where you can hear someone breathing. Judge Caprio sets down his pen. He folds his hands. He looks at Sienna for a long moment. You have things to do, he repeats slowly. You're supposed to be in the Hamptons this weekend. Yes. My friends are waiting. This is taking forever. A man in the gallery whispers to the person next to him. Is she serious right now? Judge Caprio leans forward. Ms. Hargrove, do you understand why you're here? Because that woman called the cops over a tiny accident. No. You're here because you broke the law. Multiple laws. You drove recklessly. The speed analysis from the accident reconstruction shows you were going 52 miles per hour in a 30-mile-per-hour zone. You ran a stop sign. You caused an accident. You failed to stop and render aid. You left the scene. Then you and your father attempted to interfere with a police investigation. My father was just trying to help me. Your father was trying to make evidence disappear. He called officials. He pressured the police department. That's obstruction of justice. Sienna waves her hand dismissively. Oh, come on. Everyone knows how this works. People make calls. Favors get traded. That's just how the world works. Not in my courtroom, it doesn't. Then maybe you need a reality check, Your Honor. The last two words drip with sarcasm. Do you know who my father is? I know exactly who he is. Then you know he has connections. Real connections. The kind that matter. Judge Caprio's voice stays level. Calm. But there's steel underneath. Ms. Hargrove, I don't care if your father is the governor himself. In this courtroom, you are not special. You are not above the law. You are a citizen who broke the law. That's all you are right now. Sienna laughs. Actually laughs. It's a short, sharp sound. Wow. That's cute. You really believe that, don't you? That everyone's equal. She makes air quotes with her fingers. In the real world, Your Honor, some people matter more than others. That's just facts. My family has been in Rhode Island politics for 4 generations. We fund campaigns. We build hospitals. We donate to charities. What has she done? She points at Teresa. What has that woman contributed? The courtroom erupts. People are yelling. Throw her out. Who does she think she is? Unbelievable. The bailiff steps forward. Order. Order in the court. Judge Caprio bangs his gavel. 3 sharp strikes. Bang. 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 Everyone be quiet right now, or I will clear this courtroom. The noise dies down, but the anger is still there. You can feel it. It's thick in the air. Teresa is crying again, but this time, she's not wiping her tears. She just lets them fall. She looks defeated, like all the fight has gone out of her. She came here hoping for justice, but this girl just said she doesn't matter, that she's contributed nothing. Teresa has spent 19 years saving children's lives, but to this girl, She's nobody. Judge Caprio's face has changed. The kindness in his eyes is still there. But now there's something else. Something harder. Ms. Hargrove, stand up. Sienna stands. She crosses her arms. Her hip is cocked to one side. Defiant. Do you have anything else you'd like to say before I make my ruling? Preston Walsh grabs Sienna's arm. Do not say another word, he hisses. But Sienna is on a roll. She's angry. She feels attacked. She wants the last word. Yeah, actually I do. This whole thing is a waste of time. You're going to find me. Whatever, my dad will pay it. Then I'm going to walk out of here, and nothing will change. Because that's reality. I'll still be me. She'll still be nobody. And you. She looks right at Judge Caprio. You'll still be a judge in a tiny municipal court in a state nobody cares about. So go ahead. Do your worst. It doesn't matter. Nothing you do here matters. 10 seconds of silence. You could drop a pin and hear it hit the floor. Preston Walsh has his head in his hands. Teresa stares at Sienna in disbelief. The people in the gallery are frozen. Officer Bennett's mouth is open. The bailiff has stopped moving entirely. Judge Caprio doesn't move. He just stares at Sienna. His face is unreadable. Then, slowly, he picks up his pen. He writes something. Then he closes the file. He sets down the pen. He folds his hands again. When he speaks, his voice is quiet. But everyone hears every single word. Ms. Hargrove, in my 40 years on the bench, I have seen many things. I have seen desperate people, angry people, scared people, people who made terrible mistakes and were drowning in regret. I have seen people at their worst and at their best. But I have rarely seen someone with so little understanding of what it means to be human. So let me explain something to you. Let me explain what you clearly do not understand. He pauses. You think your family's money makes you important. You think your last name gives you power. You think you matter more than Teresa Morales. So let me ask you some questions. And I want you to really think about your answers. Sienna shifts uncomfortably. When was the last time you went without something you needed? Not wanted. Needed. When was the last time you had to choose between paying rent or buying food? When was the last time you stayed up at night worrying about money? About how to keep the lights on? About whether you could afford to take your sick child to the doctor? Sienna doesn't answer. I'll answer for you. Never. You have never experienced any of those things. You were born into wealth. You didn't earn it. You didn't build it. You simply were born. That's luck, Ms. Hargrove. Not merit. Not superiority. Luck. He points to Teresa. That woman you dismissed as nobody. Let me tell you about her. Teresa Morales has worked at Hasbro Children's Hospital for 19 years. In that time, she has cared for more than 3,000 sick children. She has held the hands of parents while their children died. She has celebrated with families when their children recovered. She has worked Christmas, Thanksgiving, her own children's birthdays. She has worked while sick herself because if she doesn't show up, those children don't have a nurse. She makes $28 an hour. That's $58,000 a year before taxes. She supports 2 children on that salary. Alone. No help. Teresa is crying quietly. But now there's something else in her tears. She feels seen, heard, valued. Your handbag, Ms. Hargrove, that Hermès bag on that table, costs $12,000. That is more than Teresa makes in 2 months. 2 months of waking up at 5 a.m., of working 12-hour shifts, of dealing with life and death. You spent more on a bag than she earns in 2 months of saving lives. Sienna looks down. For the first time, she looks uncomfortable. Truly uncomfortable. You asked what Teresa has contributed. Let me tell you. She has saved lives. She has comforted the suffering. She has shown up every single day to do one of the hardest jobs in the world. She has raised 2 children to be kind and hardworking. She volunteers at her church. She helps her elderly neighbors with their groceries. She does all of this while barely scraping by, while worrying constantly about money, while driving a 2018 Honda that she takes meticulous care of because she can't afford to replace it. Judge Caprio's voice rises slightly, just slightly, but the intensity is clear. And you, Ms. Hargrove, what have you contributed? What have you built? What have you sacrificed? What have you done to make this world better? Sienna opens her mouth, then closes it. She has no answer. I'll tell you what you've done. You've coasted. You've used your family's name to get out of consequences. You've treated people like they're beneath you. You've broken laws and expected your father to fix it. You've lived 23 years without ever facing the results of your actions. Until today. He picks up a paper. Sienna Hargrove, I find you guilty on all charges. Reckless driving. Leaving the scene of an accident. And I'm adding a charge of contempt of court for your behavior here today. Now let me tell you what that means. Preston Walsh stands. Your Honor, if we could discuss sentencing. Sit down, counselor. I'm not finished. The lawyer sits. Judge Caprio continues. First, you will pay $8,700 in fines. That covers the reckless driving, the hit-and-run, court fees, and the contempt charge. Sienna barely reacts. $8,700 is nothing to her. She spends more than that on shopping trips. Second, your driver's license is suspended for 180 days. That's 6 months. No driving. None. Now Sienna reacts. What? How am I supposed to get around? The same way millions of people do. You walk. You take the bus. You call a cab. Figure it out. Her face goes red. This is insane. You can't. I can. And I'm not done. Third, you will complete 250 hours of community service. Sienna's mouth drops open. 250 hours? That's ridiculous. Let me tell you what that community service will be. You will work at Hasbro Children's Hospital, the same hospital where Teresa works. You will be assigned to the cleaning and maintenance crew. You will clean bathrooms. You will mop floors. You will empty trash cans. You will do laundry. You will clean up vomit and blood and everything else that happens in a hospital. You will do this while wearing a bright orange vest that says Community Service on the back. You will do this every Saturday and Sunday from 6 a.m. to 3 p.m. That's 9 hours. Each day. You will do this for 14 weeks. No exceptions. Sienna is shaking her head. No. No way. I'm not doing that. You will do exactly that. And you will do it under the direct supervision of Teresa Morales. She will sign your attendance sheets. She will report on your behavior. If you miss even one shift, you will be held in contempt again. And that means jail time. You can't make me work for her. I'm not making you work for her. I'm making you work at the same hospital where she works, where she has dedicated 19 years of her life. Maybe you'll learn something. Judge Caprio picks up another paper. Fourth, you will write a letter of apology. A real one, not something your lawyer writes. You will write it by hand. It will be at least 1,000 words. You will explain what you did wrong, why it was wrong, and what you've learned. You will deliver this letter in person to Teresa. Not in my courtroom. You will go to her home. You will knock on her door. You will hand it to her. You will look her in the eye. And you will apologize. Sienna's eyes are wide now. She looks panicked. Fifth, you will complete a 12-week course on empathy and personal responsibility. It's a program run by the community center. You'll attend every Tuesday night, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Your Honor, please, Preston Walsh tries again. I said I'm not finished. Sixth, you will attend victim impact panels. These are sessions where people who have been hurt by reckless drivers tell their stories. You will attend 4 of these sessions. You will sit. You will listen. You will not speak unless asked a question. You will hear what your actions and actions like yours do to real people. Judge Caprio sets down the paper. He looks directly at Sienna. And finally, 7th, for your contempt of court today, for your shocking disrespect and arrogance, you will spend 15 days in the custody of the Rhode Island Department of Corrections. Bailiff, take her into custody immediately. The courtroom explodes. People are shouting. Some are cheering. Some are gasping. Sienna's face goes white. Completely white. What? No. You can't send me to jail. I'm not. I'm not a criminal. You are a criminal. You broke the law. And you showed zero remorse. Bailiff. The bailiff steps forward. He has handcuffs. Sienna backs up. Dad will hear about this. He'll get you removed. He'll. Your father has no power in this courtroom. I've been a judge for 4 decades. I've seen people try to intimidate me before. It doesn't work. Put your hands behind your back. No. No, this isn't happening. Sienna is yelling now. Her voice is high and panicked. The cool confidence is completely gone. Preston Walsh stands. Your Honor, if we could just have a moment to discuss. There's nothing to discuss. Your client has been sentenced. Bailiff, proceed. The bailiff reaches for Sienna's arm. She jerks away. Don't touch me. Get your hands off me. Ma'am, you need to cooperate, the bailiff says. His voice is firm but not unkind. I said don't touch me. Do you know who I am? Yes, ma'am. You're the defendant, and you've been ordered into custody. Sienna looks at her lawyer. Do something. Preston Walsh spreads his hands. There's nothing I can do right now. You need to cooperate. We'll file an appeal. We'll work on getting you out early. But right now, you need to go with the bailiff. This is your fault. Sienna screams at him. You said this would be easy. You said we'd pay a fine and leave. Ma'am, I need you to put your hands behind your back. The bailiff's voice is more stern now. Sienna's eyes are wild. She looks around the courtroom, looking for help, for sympathy. She finds none. Every face looks back at her with some combination of satisfaction, anger, or pity. But no help. Her eyes land on Teresa. Teresa is watching her, tears still on her cheeks. But she's not crying anymore. She's just watching. This is because of you. Sienna shouts at her. You did this. You ruined my life. Teresa doesn't respond. She just sits there, quiet, dignified. Ma'am, final warning. Hands behind your back or I will have to restrain you by force. Sienna's hands are shaking. Her whole body is shaking. Slowly, she puts her hands behind her back. The bailiff puts on the handcuffs. Click, click. The sound echoes in the quiet courtroom. No, Sienna whispers. Please, please, I'm sorry. I'll do the community service. I'll pay the fine. Just don't take me to jail. Please. Judge Caprio looks at her. For a moment, his face softens. Just a moment. Sienna, you had many chances today to show remorse, to show humanity, to show you understood the seriousness of what you did. Instead, you mocked the victim. You disrespected this court. You said that nothing here matters. Well, now you're going to learn that it does matter. Actions have consequences. You're about to experience that lesson firsthand. Please, Sienna says again. Her voice breaks. Tears are streaming down her face now. Real tears, not fake ones. She's terrified. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. Bailiff, take her down. The bailiff guides Sienna toward the side door. She's stumbling. Her expensive heels make it hard to walk in handcuffs. People in the gallery are silent now, watching. A few people are recording on their phones. As she reaches the door, Sienna looks back one more time. Her makeup is running. Her perfect ponytail is messy. Her face is red and blotchy from crying. She looks young, scared, small. The door closes behind her. The courtroom stays quiet for a few seconds. Then someone starts clapping. Slow claps. Then another person joins. Then another. Within seconds, the whole gallery is applauding. Standing up. Clapping. Teresa sits in her seat. She's not clapping. She's not smiling. She just looks exhausted. Relieved. Like a weight has been lifted. Judge Caprio bangs his gavel. Order. We still have other cases today. But there's something in his voice. A tiny bit of satisfaction. The crowd settles down. Preston Walsh approaches the bench. Your Honor, I'd like to request an emergency hearing to discuss. Request denied. Your client was sentenced fairly. If you want to appeal, file the proper paperwork. But I'm telling you now, it won't go anywhere. I have everything on the record. The evidence is clear. The sentence is appropriate. The lawyer nods. He knows it's over. He picks up his briefcase. He leaves. Judge Caprio looks at Teresa. Ms. Morales, would you approach, please? Teresa stands. She walks forward. She's nervous. She's not used to being in courtrooms. When she reaches the bench, Judge Caprio speaks softly. Ms. Morales, I want you to know something. What you've been through is not okay. It should never have happened. People like Ms. Hargrove think they can do whatever they want without consequences. They think people like you don't matter. They're wrong. You matter. What you do matters. The children you care for, the families you help, the life you've built for your kids, all of that matters. Don't let anyone ever tell you different. Teresa's eyes fill with tears again. But these are different tears. Thank you, Your Honor. I just wanted her to take responsibility. That's all. She will. I promise you that. She's going to spend 15 days thinking about what she did. Then she's going to spend 250 hours at your hospital learning what real work looks like. Maybe she'll change. Maybe she won't. But at least she'll know that actions have consequences. Teresa nods. What about my car? The repairs cost $4,300. My insurance covered some, but I still owe $1,000. Judge Caprio makes a note. I'm ordering restitution. Ms. Hargrove will pay you $4,300 plus an additional $500 for your lost wages. That's $4,800 total. You'll receive a check within 30 days. Teresa's face crumples. $4,800? That's more than I asked for. You lost 3 days of work. That's about $600 after taxes. But you also dealt with stress, anxiety, fear. The extra money doesn't make up for that, but it's something. Thank you. Thank you so much. Teresa is crying openly now. I didn't think anyone would care. I thought because she's rich and I'm just me. I thought she'd get away with it. Not in my courtroom. Here, everyone is equal. Rich or poor. Famous or unknown. Everyone follows the same rules. Teresa wipes her eyes. The world needs more judges like you. Judge Caprio smiles. It's a sad smile. The world needs more people like you, Ms. Morales. People who show up every day and do the hard work. People who care for others. People who keep going even when it's difficult. You're a hero. Don't ever forget that. Teresa doesn't know what to say. She just nods. She turns to leave. Ms. Morales. Judge Caprio calls out. She turns back. When Ms. Hargrove comes to your home to deliver that apology letter, you don't have to forgive her. You don't have to accept it. You do whatever feels right to you. This is about her learning, not about you having to make her feel better. Understand? I understand. Thank you. Teresa walks back to her seat. She sits down. Officer Bennett leans over. You okay? He asks. She nods. I am now. The courtroom starts to clear out. People are talking in hushed voices. Some are still shaking their heads in disbelief. Others are smiling. A few people stop by Teresa's seat. Good for you, an elderly man says. Justice was served today, a woman tells her. Teresa smiles weakly. She just wants to go home, to hug her kids, to tell them that sometimes the system works, that sometimes doing the right thing pays off. 15 days later, Sienna walks out of the adult correctional institutions. She has been there for 2 weeks. 2 weeks that felt like 2 years. She went in wearing a Chanel blazer and Louboutin heels. She comes out wearing the clothes her mother dropped off. Plain jeans, a simple sweater, sneakers, no jewelry, no designer bags, just the basics. Her mother is waiting in the car, a black Mercedes. Sienna gets in without a word. Are you okay? Her mother asks. Sienna doesn't answer. She stares straight ahead. Her face is different, thinner, paler. Her eyes are different too. They're not arrogant anymore. They're haunted, afraid. Jail was nothing like she expected. She thought she'd be in cell by herself. Maybe read books. Wait it out. Instead, she was in a pod with 15 other women. Some were there for drugs. Some for theft. One woman was there for assault. They all knew who Sienna was. Her arrest had gone viral. The video of her being handcuffed in court had millions of views. She was famous, but not in a good way. The first night, a woman named Crystal had approached her. You're that rich girl from the video. Sienna had nodded. She was scared. Too scared to speak. You think you're better than everyone, huh? No. I don't think that. Crystal had laughed. Yeah, you do. I watched the video. You told that judge nothing here matters. You said that nurse was nobody. The other women gathered around. Sienna was surrounded. My mom's a nurse, one woman said. My sister's a teacher, another added. I work 3 jobs to support my kids, Crystal said. And you think you're better than us because you got money? Sienna had started crying. I'm sorry. I was wrong. I'm so sorry. Crystal studied her for a long moment. Then she walked away. Stay out of my way, she said. The other women dispersed. Sienna spent 2 weeks walking on eggshells. She was polite to everyone. She shared her commissary items. She kept her head down. She didn't complain. She learned very quickly that her name meant nothing there, that her father's connections couldn't reach her, that she was just another inmate. At night, she lay on the thin mattress and stared at the ceiling. She thought about Teresa, about her life, about how Teresa went to work every day in a job that was hard and sad and paid so little. And she did it anyway, because it mattered, because those kids needed her. Sienna had never needed to do anything. Everything had been handed to her. She'd never worked. Not really. She had internships at companies her father knew. Positions created just for her. She'd never earned anything. For first time in her life, she felt ashamed. Now, sitting in her mother's car, she still feels it. The shame. It sits heavy in her chest. Your father wants to see you, her mother says. I don't want to see him. Her mother looks surprised. What? He's part of the problem. He always fixes things for me. He never lets me face consequences. That's why I'm like this. That's why I thought I could do whatever I want. Sienna, that's not fair. Your father loves you. He was just protecting you. He was enabling me. There's a difference. They drive in silence for a while. I have to start my community service this Saturday, Sienna says. I know. Your father is trying to get that reduced. Tell him not to. I deserve it. I deserve all of it. Her mother looks at her. Really looks at her. You've changed. 15 days in jail will do that. Are you angry at the judge? Sienna thinks about it. No, I'm angry at myself. When they get home, Sienna goes straight to her room. It looks the same. Designer clothes hanging in the closet. Expensive makeup on the vanity. Her bed with its Egyptian cotton sheets. Everything is the same. But she's different. She sits at her desk. She pulls out a notebook. A pen. She starts to write. Dear Ms. Morales, I don't know how to start this letter. I'm supposed to apologize to you. But sorry doesn't feel like enough. What I did was wrong. I know that now. I hit your car. I left you on the side of the road. I didn't care if you were hurt. I didn't care about your life or your problems. I only cared about myself. That's the truth. When I stood in court, I said terrible things. I called you nobody. I said you didn't matter. I said people like you were beneath people like me. I was so wrong. I was so wrong. She pauses. She wipes her eyes. She keeps writing. She writes for 2 hours. She fills 6 pages. When she's done, her hand hurts. But she's not finished. She reads it over. She crosses out parts that sound fake. Parts where she's making excuses. She rewrites those parts. She makes it real. Honest. Raw. By the time she's done, it's 9 pages. Handwritten. Messy in places where she had to cross things out. But it's genuine. It's from her heart. Saturday morning comes too fast. Sienna wakes up at 5 a.m. She has to be at the hospital by 6. She puts on old jeans, a t-shirt, sneakers. She pulls her hair into a simple ponytail. No makeup, no jewelry, just her. Her mother offers to drive her. Sienna says no. She takes an Uber. She needs to do this alone. The Uber driver makes small talk. Sienna answers politely. She's learning that everyone has a story. Everyone matters. The driver talks about his kids. How he drives overnight to pay for his daughter's college. Sienna listens. Really listens. When they pull up to the hospital, she thanks him. She tips him $50 through the app. He looks at his phone, and his eyes go wide. Thank you. Wow, thank you so much. Thank you for getting me here safely, Sienna says. She walks into the hospital. She reports to the maintenance supervisor. His name is Gerald. He's 63 years old. He's worked at the hospital for 30 years. He hands her an orange vest. It says community service in big black letters on the back. You're the girl from the video, Gerald says. Yes, sir. He looks at her. You ready to work? Yes, sir. We'll see. Come on. He takes her to a supply closet. He gives her cleaning supplies. Gloves. A mop. A bucket. Disinfectant. Paper towels. Trash bags. You're on bathroom duty today. 3rd floor. All 6 bathrooms. Public restrooms, not patient rooms. You clean every toilet. Every sink. Every mirror. Every floor. I want them spotless. Understand? Yes, sir. I'll check your work at noon. If it's not good enough, you do it again. Yes, sir. Sienna has never cleaned a bathroom in her life. At home, they have a housekeeper. In college, she lived in a luxury apartment with cleaning service. She doesn't even clean her own bathroom at home. But she's here. And she's going to do it. She spends 6 hours cleaning bathrooms. Her back hurts. Her knees hurt. Her hands hurt even through the gloves. The smell is awful. At one point, she has to clean up vomit. She gags. But she does it. At noon, Gerald comes to check. He inspects every bathroom. He runs his finger along the sinks. He looks at the mirrors. He checks the floors. Not bad, he says. Toilet in bathroom 4 needs more work. There's still grime in the bowl. I'll fix it right now. Good. Take your lunch break first. You have 30 minutes. Sienna sits in the staff cafeteria. She brought a sandwich from home. She eats alone. Hospital staff walk by. Some glance at her orange vest. They know what it means. She feels their eyes. The judgment. The curiosity. A woman sits down across from her. Sienna looks up. It's Teresa. Sienna freezes. Her sandwich is halfway to her mouth. She sets it down. "Hi," Teresa says. "Hi," Sienna whispers. They sit in silence for a moment. "How's your first day?" Teresa asks. "Hard. But I deserve it." Teresa nods. "I work on the second floor. Pediatrics. If you need anything, you can find me there." "Why are you being nice to me? After everything I said?" Teresa thinks about it. "Because you're here. You showed up. You could have fought the sentence. Had your father's lawyers dragged this out. But you didn't. You're here. That means something." Sienna's eyes fill with tears. "I wrote you a letter. I was going to bring it to your house, like the judge said. But since you're here..." She pulls the folded pages from her pocket. Her hands shake as she holds them out. Teresa takes the letter. She unfolds it. She reads. She reads all 9 pages. It takes 10 minutes. Sienna sits there the whole time, waiting, scared. When Teresa finishes, she folds the letter back up. Her eyes are wet. "You wrote this yourself?" "Not a lawyer. I wrote it myself. Every word. I meant every word." Teresa nods slowly. "Okay. Okay. Okay. I accept your apology." Sienna starts crying. Really crying. "Thank you. Thank you. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I know. I can see that. You're different now." "I am. I promise I am." Teresa stands. "Get back to work. Gerald is strict. If you're late, he'll make you stay extra hours." "Yes, ma'am." Teresa starts to walk away. Then she stops. She turns back. "Sienna." "Yes. Everyone deserves a second chance. But you only get one. Don't waste it." "I won't. I promise I won't." The weeks pass. Sienna shows up every Saturday and Sunday. 6 a.m. She never misses a shift. She cleans bathrooms. She mops floors. She takes out trash. She does laundry. She does everything Gerald tells her to do. She doesn't complain. Not once. She starts to notice things. She sees how hard the hospital staff works. The nurses. The janitors. The cafeteria workers. The security guards. Everyone is working hard. Everyone is important. The hospital couldn't function without any of them. One Saturday, she's mopping a hallway on the pediatric floor. A little girl walks by. She's bald. No hair. She's wearing a hospital gown and pulling in 4-pole. She's maybe 7 years old. "Hi," the girl says. "Hi," Sienna says. "What are you doing?" "I'm cleaning the floor." "Why do you have that orange vest?" Sienna hesitates. "I made some mistakes. This is my punishment. But it's also helping me learn." "What did you learn?" "That everyone matters. That being kind is more important than being rich." The girl nods seriously. "Like this makes sense. My nurse Teresa says that too. She says kindness is free, but it's the most valuable thing in the world." Sienna smiles. Teresa is right. The girl walks away, pulling her 4-pole. Sienna watches her. That little girl is fighting cancer. But she stopped to talk. To be kind. She has every reason to be angry at the world. But she's not. She's sweet. Sienna feels something shift inside her. A understanding. A clarity. Life isn't about money or status or designer clothes. It's about moments like this. It's about kindness. About showing up. About doing the right thing even when it's hard. 14 weeks later, Sienna completes her final shift. Gerald signs her timesheet. All 250 hours completed. "You did good work." "Thank you, sir, for teaching me." "I didn't teach you to clean. I taught you to be humble. There's a difference." "Yes, sir. I understand." "What are you going to do now?" "I don't know, but I know it needs to matter. It needs to help people." Gerald smiles. It's the first time she's seen him smile. "Good. Now get out of here. I have actual employees to supervise." Sienna returns the orange vest. She walks out of the hospital. She stands in the parking lot for a moment. The sun is setting. The sky is orange and pink. She takes a deep breath. She's different now. She knows she's different. She'll never be the person she was before. That person was shallow, selfish, cruel. That person didn't understand the world. She pulls out her phone. She opens her banking app. She looks at her trust fund balance. It's huge. More money than most people see in a lifetime. Money she did nothing to earn. She starts making transfers. To Hasbro Children's Hospital. To the community center that runs the empathy classes. To a fund for single parents. To scholarship programs. She gives away $500,000. It barely makes a dent in her account. But it's a start. She calls her father. He answers on the first ring. Sienna? Are you okay? I'm fine, Dad. I need to talk to you. Of course. What is it? I'm dropping out of your campaign. I'm not going to any more fundraisers or political events. What? Why? Because it's not real. None of it is real. It's just rich people congratulating each other. I want to do something real. Sienna, I don't understand. What's gotten into you? I spent 15 days in jail and 250 hours cleaning hospital bathrooms. That's what got into me. I learned more in those 3 months than I learned in 23 years. Her father is quiet. I'm going back to school, Dad. I'm going to study nursing or social work. Something that helps people. Real people. Not donors. Not politicians. People. You want to be a nurse? Sienna, you don't have to do that. You could run a charity. Be on boards. You don't have to. I want to do the work. Not just write checks. Not just show up to galas. I want to actually help people. Are you sure about this? I've never been more sure of anything. Her father sighs. Okay. If this is what you want, I'll support you. Thank you. And Dad. Yes. Stop making calls for me. Stop pulling strings. Let me succeed or fail on my own. Please. That's going to be hard for me. I know, but it's what I need. Okay. I'll try. Thank you. I love you. I love you too. Sienna hangs up. She feels lighter. Free. 6 months later, there's a follow-up hearing. Sienna has completed everything. The community service. The apology letter. The empathy classes. The victim impact panels. She has stayed out of trouble. She has enrolled in college. She is taking prerequisite courses for nursing school. She walks into Judge Caprio's courtroom. She's wearing jeans and a simple blouse. No design or anything. Her hair is in a ponytail. No elaborate styling. She looks like a regular person. Because that's what she's learning to be. Judge Caprio looks up when she enters. He nods at her. Ms. Hargrove, welcome back. I've reviewed your compliance reports. You completed all 250 hours of community service. You attended all your classes. You've had no new violations. Is that correct? Yes, Your Honor. Your supervisor at the hospital submitted a report. Gerald Henderson. He says you were punctual, hardworking, and respectful. He says you exceeded expectations. Is that accurate? I tried my best, Your Honor. Gerald taught me a lot. Teresa Morales also submitted a statement. She says you've been in contact with her. That you volunteered additional hours at the hospital even though your sentence is complete. Is that true? Yes, Your Honor. I volunteer on the pediatric floor. I read to the kids. I play games with them. I help out however I can. Why? Your sentence is done. You don't have to do that. Sienna takes a breath. Because it matters. Those kids matter. And for the first time in my life, I'm doing something that actually helps people. It feels good. It feels right. Judge Caprio nods slowly. He's quiet for a moment. Then he speaks. Sienna, when you stood here 6 months ago, I saw someone who was lost. Someone who had no idea what life was really about. Someone who thought money and status made you better than other people. I sentenced you harshly because I wanted you to learn. I wanted you to understand. I wasn't sure it would work. Many people go through the system and never change. They do their time, pay their fines, and go right back to being the same person. But you're different. I can see it. You've changed. Really changed. Why? What happened? Sienna thinks about it. I think I had to lose everything to find myself. When I was in jail, I wasn't Senator Hargrove's daughter. I wasn't rich. I wasn't special. I was just another person who made bad choices. For the first time in my life, my name didn't protect me. My money didn't matter. I had to face who I really was. And I didn't like that person. So I decided to become someone better. And Teresa? How did she factor into your transformation? Teresa showed me what real strength looks like. She works hard every day at a job that's emotionally exhausting. She raises 2 kids alone. She struggles with money. She has every reason to be bitter or angry. But she's not. She's kind. She's patient. She's good. When I gave her that apology letter, she could have thrown it in my face. She had every right to. But she didn't. She accepted it. She gave me a second chance. She showed me grace. That's when I really understood. Being a good person isn't about what you have. It's about who you are, how you treat people. Teresa has almost nothing, but she's richer than I ever was. Because she has character. She has integrity. She has compassion. I want to be like that. Judge Caprio smiles. It's a real smile. Warm. Proud. That's a good answer, Sienna. That's a very good answer. Your probation is officially complete. Your record will still show the conviction. But you fulfilled all requirements. You're free to go. Thank you, Your Honor. Before you leave, I want to tell you something. I've been a judge for 40 years. In that time, I've seen probably 100,000 cases. Most people pass through, and I never think about them again. But some cases stay with you. Some people stay with you. You're one of them. Not because of what you did, but because of how you changed. You took responsibility. You did the work. You became better. That's rare. That's special. I'm proud of you. Sienna's eyes fill with tears. Thank you. That means everything to me. What are your plans now? I'm finishing my prerequisites. I'm applying to nursing school. If I get in, I'll start next fall. You'll get in. I have no doubt. And I'm going to keep volunteering. At the hospital. At the community center. Wherever I can help. Good. The world needs people like you. People who understand what it means to serve others. Sienna nods. She turns to leave. Then she stops. She turns back. Your Honor, can I ask you something? Of course. That day when you sentenced me, when I said nothing here mattered, you could have just given me a fine and let me walk away. Why didn't you? Why did you push so hard? Judge Caprio leans back in his chair. Because I've seen what happens when people like you never face consequences. You become adults who think laws don't apply to you. Who think money can solve everything. Who hurt people and never think twice about it. You go into business or politics and you spread that same entitlement. You raise kids with that same attitude. It becomes a cycle. I sentenced you harshly because I saw potential in you. I saw someone who could change if given the right push. I took a chance. I'm glad I was right. So am I. Thank you for seeing something in me that I didn't see in myself. You're welcome. Now go. Be the person you're meant to be. Sienna walks out of the courtroom. Teresa is waiting in the hallway. She has the day off. She came to support Sienna. How did it go? Teresa asks. It's done. I'm officially